Yunus, welcome back to the Pavilion Debrief. And this is the pod immediately after an Arsenal game. Like I said, win, lose, or draw, we will be here to just break down that Arsenal game. Arsenal 3, Nottingham's Forest 0. Emirates is a fortress, and that's what I've been looking for. This is what I want, from the team, week in, week out. And I actually predicted that scoreline of a 3-0. Check out my previous video on this game as well. Gyökeres got his goal, but the star of the show, Zubimendi. Two goals, one a belter from distance, the other a bullet header, and Mosquera, calm as you like at the back. Let's break it down, guys. Three ups, three downs. Okay, first up, Zubimendi. We signed him for this. This is why we went and put in all the hard work. This is why we brought him into this team. And listen, a lot of Arsenal fans, mine included, when Partey left, thought, how are we going to fill that role? Someone who's calm, someone who's collected, someone who can sit in that pocket and just control the tempo of the game. And Zubimendi did just that in this game. I absolutely loved him. Sometimes he's almost invisible, but trust me, he's doing a lot of work in that midfield. He gave us flair, a rocket from outside the box, guys, then a header, two goals from a holding midfielder. I know a lot of those pundits were talking about Arsenal playing holding midfielders against Liverpool. I really want to hear what they'll be saying right now about starting Merino and Zubimendi. And I love the way sometimes Mikel Arteta just shuts these guys up, right? So for me, I think that's depth. We're scoring good from unexpected places. I thought Merino did quite well in that game. I know there were people that were a little bit shocked, with his selection, but I thought special mention to Merino. I thought he did well in that game. Right, number two, Mosquera's performance. Right, whew. With Saliba out, for a long time, we always used to feel, oh my goodness, who are we bringing in to come and stand in for Saliba? And in the past, we've had, Rob Holding, we've had all kinds of players come in. And I must say that this is an upgrade from Jacob Kivior. I think so. Kivior played his heart out for the Arsenal last season. But I think in this particular game, it was just so good to just see the composure of Mosquera. Wood didn't have a sniff at all. He was very disciplined, made some crucial tackles, some crucial headers, didn't overcomplicate things. I think he made one bad pass, which went into touchline. So for me, I don't call that a bad pass because, it didn't put the team in harm's way. Exactly what you want from a young defender, finding his feet. And the fact that he played 90 odd games for Valencia really, really showed that he's not afraid of stepping into the big light. And for me, that's all that we need going into this season. Third up for me, Gyökeres. This is his third Emirates goal that he scored. And big strikers need that home goal to settle in. And yes, we might talk about the two away games, and he was, almost not present. We've talked at length about what happened at Old Trafford, but even at Liverpool, I just think it wasn't a strikers game that game. And any form of criticism against him is just people, who want to say, I told you so. And listen, strikers need to be fed the ball. And if he's getting no service, he's not going to do anything. But I saw a lot of things. There were a couple of flicks, a couple of, Giroud like, passes that I saw from Gyökeres that really encouraged me. Even though in that first half, he looked very anonymous, but he really came alive in the second half. And for me, movement, scoring the goal, bearing the goal, and that's what you want a striker to be in the right place at the right time and put the pass in. He had a couple of other chances that he should have done better, but I think Gyökeres is settling into Arsenal. This is 4 games in. I think there's a lot more to come from him. So we need that momentum going into Europe. And guys, I always like to be real, right? Because for Arsenal, we can always do better. We can always improve, and we have to learn even when we have a victory. And I know it's a lot harder to find victory, find learnings, right? Because this game almost felt like a flawless game. It was very composed, but listen, I think the one down for me, everyone's going to be talking about is Ødegaard. We just can't seem to catch a break. We get him, fit for one game next season. Next game, he's hobbling off, as well. And you could almost feel the energy drip without him. But Waneri came in and gave a good account of himself. He's our captain, he's our connector, and that's the real concern for me because you know, when he's not offering a lot, it doesn't seem like Arsenal is offering a lot in the creative side of things. So, um, yeah, and it took a little bit of adjustment after he left for us to really start being creative. We got there in the second half, but that's got to be a down for us. Fingers crossed it's not serious, but it seems like it's the shoulder again. But I wouldn't rush him back. I would say let's keep him out of that Champions League game. I think we can do well without him. We've got players that can settle in and do the business for us, and then hopefully he comes back from the Manchester City game. If not, I still think that we can do business without him. Right, second down for me, the slow start, guys. We didn't fly out of the traps for the first 20 minutes. The Forest looked comfortable. They didn't look like they were threatened at all, even though we had series of corners and corners. I want Arsenal at the Emirates. I want us to be on the front foot from the whistle. And no, it's not always possible, and we have to be realistic. The other team are professional players as well, so they didn't just come to the Emirates for a tourism visit. And they didn't just come to look at the statues and look at the stadium and be like, "Wow, what a beautiful stadium." But at the same time, this is our home. We need to make, Arsenal Emirates Stadium a fortress. The way that it is for Anfield, the way that it is at the Etihad. When teams come to us and they manage to get anything out of the game, they know that they've been in a game. So another clean sheet for Raya, as well. I'm watching. I've got my eye on Raya. I know a lot of you are wondering what I'm going to give him compliment. He didn't have much to do today. There was really no threat from the opposition in this game. And sometimes, as a goalkeeper, that's just what you want. You just want that. Right. Okay. Third thing, creativity dip without Ødegaard. Yes, it did. It for a couple of minutes after Ødegaard left, it just felt like, we were kind of going forward to nowhere. And then Zubimendi produced magic. Oh my goodness, what a strike. Take a bow, Zubimendi, and eat your heart out, Soboslai. All the Liverpool fans, that were just reveling in that goal. And that was a superb strike by Soboslai. But hey, Arsenal can do that. And listen, that game against Liverpool, it could have gone like this. Zubimendi could have smashed one in just like he did today. And then the story would be completely different. So I loved it. I loved it. But guys, outside of Ødegaard, there's real concern around our creative connection. Right. I hope that Waneri can settle in. Maybe he needs a run of games in that number 10 position just to feel a little bit comfortable, to have that connection with the other players. And listen, I know that I didn't say anything today about Noni Madueke, and he should be in the up, and the three ups. And it was so hard, not to include him. But honestly, Noni Madueke is just a breath of fresh air. It's exactly what we wanted. We've been crying out for someone who can replace Saka, and he did the business. I am so happy for him. I just want him to score some goals that would just add to his confidence so that it doesn't feel like all the effort that he's putting in is going in vain. But I think that goal is coming. I believe that goal is coming. Right. So there it is, guys. The Pavilion Debrief. 3 ups. Zubimendi Masterclass. Mosquera stepping up. Gyökeres finding the net. 3 downs, Ødegaard's injury, slow start, and lack of creative spark without him. But bottom line, guys, is 3-0. Clean sheet, Fortress Emirates intact, and momentum building before that Champions League midweek game. So, Gunners, what are your 3 ups and 3 downs from this game? Drop them in the comments and let's debate. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And also, guys, hit that notification button as well. So as I upload content, you'll also be the first to see it. And keep that pavilion buzzing, guys. Come on, you Gunners. I'll see you in the next one. And yes, and we'll be previewing the Champions League game as well. So watch out for that video drop. I'll see you guys soon.